Hey up, me ducks. How are we doing this evening? Good to see everybody. So many people in already chatting away. It is so cold. It feels like winter already, and we're still a month away from winter, but we woke up to snow this morning and winds, and it is biting, but I'm warm now. I've got candles lit around me. The central heating is on. And I'm feeling all cozy. So let's do some hellos to everybody who's here. So Anne was the first one in. Wow, about 45 minutes ago. So nice to see you, Anne, and Lisa and Kim. We've got the Barefoot Pagan, Joanne, Sandra, and we've got Susie, and Donna, and Bill, and the other Kimberly, Caroline, nice to see you. We've got Frank, Elizabeth, MA, and who else? We've got Michelle, History Lover, Laurie, hi Laurie, Robin, hi Robin, Susie, Kristen, hello, nice to see you, and Jonathan, hello Jonathan. Jen, hello. Hey up, Simon and all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. We've got Vintage Moon, Malamia, Stephen. Hello, Stephen. Rhonda, Donna, Lady D. It's been forever. Susan and Tanji. Hello, Tanji. Zale. Hello, Zale. I've not seen you before. Welcome. Alexandra. Heidi. That's my favourite Simon today. I'm all right, Heidi. How are you? It's lovely to see you. And Painted Turtle, Emily. That was two separate people, not Painted Turtle, Emily. Painted Turtle and Emily. Ben. Hello, Ben. Can't stop. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, it's nice that you popped in, so thank you. And I hope you're doing something fun. When the Sun Rises, Jennifer, Rebecca, Maharet, Marianne, and Raven Song. And I think I've caught up with everybody. So welcome. So this is the new time for Cuppa Catch Up and Cards. And I posted it on my community tab yesterday and in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. And the opinion, I've had some private messages as well. Hello, June. Nice to see you. The opinion is that it's quite a popular choice to go a little bit later. So nobody's objected, even though I thought people would, because I've been doing Cuppa Catch Up and Cards at 4 p.m. UK time for the last 4.5 years. Can you believe it's been that long? But it was a happy accident, really. So last weekend, if you recall, Govinda from Gypsy Heart Tarot was doing his live Children in Need 24-hour streaming from the Friday to the Saturday, and it finished at 7 p.m. And I didn't want to clash with that or go live at the same time. So I went live at that time, and people seemed to prefer it. And it stands to reason, really, because if you're over on the west coast of the US, then it's 8 o'clock in the morning, the old time of 4 p.m. here. And if you're in the southern hemisphere over, and I don't mean like South Africa, pretty much on the same time zone, but like over in New Zealand and Australia, 4 p.m. is still kind of the middle of the early hours of their morning. So there's some people here last week from Australia and New Zealand who were able to come as well. So it seems to be a bit of a better time for a lot of people. And as Sandra said, a lot of people are at work on a Saturday as well in the UK. So 4 p.m. they're still at work. So by this time we should be able to kick back with a cuppa and just hang out, which will be lovely. So that was one reason. The other reason is I was looking at my Saturdays between now and Christmas and things that I've got coming up. It would have been a rush because if we're honest, to get ready for a live stream, you need an hour before. So I'd have to be back for like 3 o'clock, which is the middle of the afternoon, to set everything up, get ready. And I don't just mean, setting up the space, but, creating it and pulling it out there and everything else. You need a good hour. Well, I do anyway. So, yeah, Jenna, hello, Jenna, and anybody else that's come in that I've missed. So that was a reason as well. While we've got Jenna here as well, if I remember, we've agreed, haven't we, Jenna, the 18th for our annual Christmas Cuppa Catch Up and Cards special. This will be Jenna and I's 5th year of doing the Christmas Cuppa Catch Up and Cards together. And it's always a highlight of the year for me. It's always fun. We have quizzes. We have the Christmas box where we open what we put in last year and people in the community put things in there. We have giveaways. We have festive drinks. And it's just nice to hang out. So, and Jenna as well actually preferred the new time. So, everything that we've got planned now between going forward will be 7 p.m. The week prior to that, so the 11th of December, I've got Deanne coming on from Blue Crescent Tarot. And I'm really pleased because it's taken quite some persuading over the months to have Deanne. And Deanne has been a subscriber to my channel since probably from right near the beginning. Wasn't always Blue Crescent, but I remember Deanne way back. So it's lovely to have Deanne on. So next week is a regular Cuppa Catch Up Cards. The week after will be Deanne catching up with, and the week after that will be the Christmas special. And then the week after that's Christmas Day. So 4 weeks today is Christmas Day, which just feels madness, really. Excited for Christmas Cc&C. Will it be your first one, Ben? What does Stephen say? Sandra's saying it's fab. I love watching the Christmas live with you guys. It's nice having you all there. Anyone have Pam's Recolored? I've got Pam's Recolored. Yeah, I've got that one. It's a beautiful deck. Mind you, all the decks by Riel are really, really nice. I really enjoy her decks. So how's everybody been? How's everybody's week going? It's been so crazy busy. Work has been really, really busy. Today, I mean, I'm so glad that I decided to put it back to this time because talk about best laid plans. I was going to get up this morning and I was going to modify a deck because I filmed part of a video on Tuesday and then I wanted to do some modification to the deck because I really didn't like the borders and everything else. So I said, I'll come back and as if by magic for people watching. I haven't filmed the second part yet. I just haven't had time. I'm going to do that after this. So I'll either go up tonight or tomorrow. And then, see, at the beginning of the week, this week, I upgraded my phone. And they said it will be delivered anytime between the 8th of December and the 5th of January. So I was like, right, okay, that's fine. He said there's just such a demand, this time of year and everything else. So I woke up this morning because I've got a leak in my bedroom window. Don't ask. It's taken 9 weeks to get my repairs done. So, but anyway, a little leak. So I have a little towel and a little bowl. It's only slight, but because it was raining all night, I kept being woken up by this drip, 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 drip. So I didn't have a great night's sleep. Anyway, I woke up and there was an email 6 o'clock this morning saying your phone is being delivered on Monday. And says, if I want to offer a giveaway for this Christmas special, can I send it to you, Simon? That would be lovely, Anne. Absolutely. Yeah, you've got my private contact information, haven't you? So, yeah, absolutely. And I'll be sure to, when we do giveaways, I'll be sure to credit you as a contributor to one of the gifts. So that will be lovely. Thank you, Anne. Always so generous. Anne is the person who does these wonderful tuck bags that I have. This is one that I have my oak, ash and thorn in. Beautiful, both by Anne. And I've also got my Shadowland one in the black and the yellow. So yeah, say it was being delivered on Monday, and I thought 29th, that's like over a week early. And then it said, we will contact you with an email with an hour time slot for Monday. So I was like, right, okay, carried on doing some social media stuff. And then I get another email. We are delivering today between 11:14 and 12:14, right in the middle of the day. I planned to do Christmas shopping. I'd got loads of stuff to do, lots of things. My cooker broke yesterday, so I had to go and buy a cooker today. I needed to go to the barbers and have my head shaved and everything else. I'd got, you name it, today was the day that I was doing it. So it was being delivered to my mum's. Well, they go out on a Saturday to my sister's for a couple of hours. So I'm like, I'm going to have to go and sit there and wait in their house for this phone to come. Anyway, it did. So, but that meant I had to change my phone and everything over, finish modifying the deck, do as much shopping as I possibly could, go to the barbers. But yeah, we all have busy days like that, don't we? That's a fantastic deck, Robin. What deck has Robin got? Oh, that's good. MA says, my seed and sickle appeared almost 3 weeks earlier than the date Amazon US originally planned. I love it when that happens. I can't remember what the deck it was that happened to me where it came early. Might have been the Wild Unknown in a Tin. That came early. Hi, Jack of Diamonds. What did Robin say? Let's see what deck Robin has got. I received my life is a board game tarot last night. Love it. I saw that on Little Red Tarot. It's been on Little Red Tarot for about 18 months, I think. And then I saw Tanji show it last night on Richard's channel, Longman Tarot's channel. So it was nice to see a few of the cards, because you see some images on Little Red Tarot, but it's kind of got a Monopoly feel, theme to it. Ginny lives on his back. Happy holidays from California. Of course, it's Thanksgiving, or it's Thanksgiving yesterday, wasn't it? I mean, that doesn't even register here in the UK. And I had to ask Alexa, I'm not going to say it too loud. Oh, I think I've unplugged her actually to put my charger in. I had to ask Alexa yesterday. I was like, when's Thanksgiving in the US? And she was like, it's today. So I quickly put a happy Thanksgiving to people in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. Do you have the Runic Tarot? I don't. It is on my Amazon wish list, but I haven't got it yet. I daren't buy any decks at the minute, just in case I get things as Christmas presents, because my sister and my nieces always ask for my Amazon wish list. And I wanted the one with the book rather than the little compact one. I just got the Pride Tarot. I really like the card, that each card is done by someone different. Yes, it's got Patrick Valenza in there as well, hasn't it? The Lazy Crow Tarot by Nicolas Cage. No, not Nicolas Cage. Oh, can you imagine if Nicolas Cage made a tarot deck? Nicolas Crago. Nicolas Cage. Hi, Candy. Nice to see you. I just got the new Carl Gray deck, Gateway of Light, Activation Oracle. Now, I saw somebody in my my timeline on YouTube. Somebody I'm subscribed to has just put a video out like yesterday, and it's in my watch later. Don't buy any decks, Simon. I'm not going to. Kristen has the Runic Tarot sitting next to her at the moment. She's trying to learn it. I'm not big on keywords, and it's mostly keywords, but right on the mark for me. Well, that's good. Has anyone seen the Black Light Tarot? Oh, Gingy, I really want the Black Light Tarot. I love decks by Tarot Collectibles, and James Battersby is an incredible artist. In fact, the deck that I'm going to be uploading later is the Simply Deep Tarot, but I've modified it. I saw Ben, I think he's gone now, Ben from Beneficial Tarot, do a walkthrough of their version that you can get from NPC, because they've kind of taken it and made it independent now, borderless. And then I looked online, and it was also originally released by Schiffer. So I contacted them and said, "Is this a genuine one?" And it was like, "Yeah, it is a genuine one. It was how it was done originally, but there was a few things that they weren't happy with." So I ordered it anyway because it was like £15, and I've kind of done a modification on it. A Nick Cage tarot, can you imagine? Oh, Laurie got the Lion's Gateway. I love the Lion's Gateway, as you know. In fact, let's leave it out. We'll pull a card from the Lion's Gateway at the end. Nicholas Cage. Oh, I'm way behind. I wondered what deck it was like. Let me try and catch up. I'll be just laughing at the Nicolas Cage tarot. I also thought it said Nicolas Cage. Not just me then. My daughter's finally come back home from being in the UK since August to New York, and then left again for California. Coming back home for Christmas, and then back to the UK again. Wow, talk about globetrotting. How has your daughter found life in the UK, Caroline? Robin says, "It's been such a good tarot year for me. 5 decks over the last few months, and I love them all." That's good when you love them all, isn't it? Mind you, Robin, you really kind of research into yours a lot, don't you? You just don't, you tend to not buy on a whim. I think you kind of really do your homework with it. I really want the Tripping Weight. I love the Tripping Weight. I can't wait for next week, because next week I can start working with my oh, where's the little bag gone? Oh, it's at the back. In my little Christmas Kelly Bear pouch, I've got my winter weight, and I always work with that in December. Need to put them back now. There we go. Twilight of the Gods. I'm eyeing up Modern Love. Modern Love Tarot is on my indie wish list. It's been on there a while, actually. I need to start ticking some of them off in the new year. Simon, she loves London. She's been staying in Soho, most likely going to live there for a while. Soho is so awesome. Soho is my favourite part of London. It's so bohemian. It's so alternative. It's just so relaxed. It used to have a really bad name in the 80s. Soho was quite, I won't say dangerous, but, you know, it was a bit like how the Bronx gets described in New York. But now it's got a very sort of contemporary feel. It's really nice. Oh, that gingerbread charm is cute, isn't it? I love it. Modern Love Tarot. Yeah, Modern Love Tarot, Ginginny. It's an independently produced deck by Ethany. Ethany Dawn. I adore Soho. Finally got the Albano weight. Wow, Rhonda. Do you have Tarot V? I do. I miss living in London. I don't know if I could live in London. I like living in the city, but my city is quite small compared to London. Sandra always goes to Soho when she's with her friend who lives in London. I still feel like Samhain season and how short. Yeah, well, it kind of, Maharet, it is Samhain season, isn't it? I mean, my altar space is still set to Samhain in terms of my wheel and things. It's not, certainly not Yule yet. I know it's starting to feel that way, but you know, we've still got 3.5 weeks till the next Sabbath. Where were the Crays from? I feel like they're from the East End, aren't they? The East End of London. Can't remember the actual borough, but I didn't see Soho when I visited. If I come next year, I'll need to change that. Yeah, Jen. How did you not? Did you not go for ice cream with Kelly Bear? If you went for ice cream with Kelly Bear, you've been to Soho. I need an Ethony deck. Thinking about the Goddess deck. Simon, what's the name of that call with the calendar you showed? With the... I can't find the reference. And is it Witchy calendar? I would love to use one this year. Anyone remember that? It's black and white cover. Do you mean the diary? That's the book by Barbara Micklejohn-Free and Flavia Kate Peters. And it's the Witch's Diary, Northern Hemisphere edition. I think it's that one that you're referring to. I'm not sure if... Bear with me. I didn't put my AirPods in today. Here we go. This one. Witch's Diary 2022. Reclaiming the Magic of the Old Ways. Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Micklejohn-Free, who are local to here. I've met them a few times. It's a really, really good book. I'm going to use that as my working diary on my desk because I've still got, obviously, my file of facts, which is this huge beast, which has got all sorts in here. Lots of stuff. So that's my kind of like that travels with me. I bought that last year to stop buying diaries every year, like Hobonichis and Midori's and things. But if I get a file of facts, then Simon, she'd get in a 2-bedroom so I can stay with her there. Well, when you come to London, let me know. That's certainly worth a train journey down south. We finished the Christmas decorations today. It's definitely Christmas here. Have you put your decorations up? Wow. I can't put mine up in November. 1st of December I can. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't just mean the sirens. It's like lots of people cheering. Can you? All my windows are closed, so... Zale says, I celebrated Samhain really late. It just didn't. Can you hear that? I'm going to open the window a second. I need to know what it is. Something's going on out there. Yeah, so Zale celebrated Samhain really late. It just didn't feel like autumn arrived in England with Samhain. Tell me you can hear that. Anna's here. Hello, Anna. Are we talking about New York City? Caroline, who's in the chat. I don't know what's happening. It's so cold out there. Whatever it is, they've got stamina. Then I did. Sandra and I went there too. Yes. I mean, Soho, it's only a suburb of London. It's just off the West End. but there's some lovely little boutique shops. There's lots of it's quite bohemian, lots of adult shops and things, some cool bars, some cool restaurants and cafes. We did, Jen. Yeah. I was just beelining it for the ice cream. Is Soho short for something? No, just Soho. Simon, how do you decorate your cave for Yule? I don't have a traditional tree anymore. I've got some branches, which have lights on them, and I hang crystals, clear quartz crystal type crystals from them. And I've got a white goddess, and she hangs on the tree as well. She's beautiful. And then I change my sacred space for Yule and make it quite festive. Change the colours of my candles to gold and silver. Yeah, I don't do a lot, but it has a Yule feel. I don't know if anybody remembers my old intro to the Hermit's Cave before this one. But in there was the branches with the crystals hanging on and the white lights. Did he say Nicolas Cage? I was on the phone. Seriously, the actor. That was a while ago. Tigerfly. I read it wrong and I read it as Nicolas Cage tarot. Please, whoever's out there, don't create a Nicolas Cage tarot. Please. The world does not need that. We've got Meryl Streep tarot though, haven't we? But please no to a Nicolas Cage one. I'm hitting Soho in New York tomorrow. Have to see all the Christmas fairs. Oh, what fun, Anna. No, can't hear it. I thought it was the wind. There's something going on down there. Surely you can hear that now. Are there people cheering because they think Nicolas Cage is making a tarot deck? Yeah. They've talked to the streets. Finally, a Nicolas Cage tarot deck. Wow, I hear it. Oh, now you can. Oh, I'm glad. I wonder what's going on. When you think how high up I am as well, and I can hear that, and they're going to probably be around the square, I'd imagine, which is a good distance from here. Is there a game or something? I'm in the city centre. The football stadiums are out of the city. Yeah, you'd think it's a sports thing, but are they protesting? But then I don't know why they'd be cheering. They're normally chanting when they're protesting. I thought I was still in the West End. Yeah, you only have to turn down a side street from the West End and you're in Soho. Hello, Thought Thingy. Nice to see you. Elaine. Hello, Elaine. My decorations went up on Wednesday, so give me a bit of a lift. I get it. You know, I mean, we're back into this. I don't know if anybody in the UK has seen the news, but this new mutated variant, Omicron, which somebody said is an anagram for moronic. There's 2 cases in the UK and one is in Nottingham. Can you believe it? One's in Essex, the other's in Nottingham, from the same cluster. But they don't know now if the vaccines are going to protect us against the Omicron or whatever it's called. Omicron. It's like, oh, not again. We can't take much more of this. So yes, we need lights and sparkle and magic and tinsel just to lift the kind of mood, don't we? Is this the real Anatorian? Yes, Laurie. It's not an imposter. That's the lovely Anatorian. Yeah, very often pops in. It's not always nice to see her. Is it the real Anatorian? Oh, dear, that made me chuckle. Soho stands for South of Houston Street. Yeah, I think Robin was on about that. So I love the crystal tree. How many crystals do you put on? I think about 2 dozen. Maybe it's 3 dozen. Yeah, I think about 36 crystals. And they just look lovely. They just sparkle so beautifully. Simon is so far behind in chat, poor bloke. I know, and I've got things to talk about and show, and they're cheering because we're having our Cc&C. I'll be going to bed tonight and I'll be chuckling about the Nicolas Cage tarot. I can't even remember what we were talking about now, or what the name of the actual deck is that's not Nicolas Cage tarot. New variant. Yeah, I know. It was discovered on Wednesday. It's coming from South Africa. 90% of the South African patients that are very ill and dying is this new variant. We don't know enough about it, but we know it's transferring rapidly, and we don't know if vaccines will protect people against it. But we're still being urged. There was a news briefing today. The Prime Minister came on saying, sorry to interrupt your Saturdays, but they had to let people know. So we're just like, but he's still saying, get your boosters, get your jabs. We just want a Christmas this year, I think. I think we just need a bit of a... I know we've got to do whatever we need to do to stop it spreading, but gosh, it would be lovely just to have a Christmas this year with family and friends without it being limited in some way. We do, Simon. I'll be in bits if I can't get home to my family in Wales again this year. I would be tempted to swim across. Yeah. Simon, I loved your intro. I loved my old intro. I kind of miss my old intro, but I guess it needed updating. Simon, can you please tell me what's up with the VAT thing? Are you guys still receiving packages from the US? Do you need to pay the VAT? No, we don't, not anymore. So, although if it's a lot of money, I think if it's over $135, we have to pay now, whereas before we paid below that. So with the Brexit thing, this is my understanding, and I could be wrong. This year, I've only had to pay VAT once, which was on a parcel that's sent to me that had about £1,000 worth of goods inside, and the postage on it was $200 and something. It was a huge box. I had to pay the VAT on that. This is the first year when I've ordered overseas that I don't pay any VAT now, but it's been put on to the creators, or the sellers, I should say. So I know at the minute people like Patrick over at Deviant Moon won't ship to the UK, and some others won't ship to the UK, because I think they only become exempt from paying it as a seller if somebody's purchasing up to or over £135. And I know this because there is a deck that Chris from Elemental Cartomancy got, and he got it just before Brexit. And then I went to get it, and it said we do not ship to the UK. And he emailed them, and they said, well, unless you spend over £135, we have to pay the tax now. So, however, gifts and things. So I wanted a deck from Patrick Valenza, and I said, look, how can I get around this? I'll pay whatever over. I just want to be able to get this deck. And he said, look, you've supported me for a long, long time. Let me gift it to you, which he did. And then obviously he doesn't have to pay anything. He's just sending a gift. So yeah, it's a bit of a minefield. I mean, it's good for us in a way that we don't have to pay tax now unless we're spending over £135, but it's more pressure on the sellers because they have to pay it, as I understand it, when they're having to ship it out. So, Anna, I hope that's answered that question. Going in for a booster. Don't want this spreading. What's that? Jack Nicholson. Here's Johnny tarot deck. Gosh, can you imagine where would it end? Trying to catch up, see if there's any capitals. I'm at the bottom. I made it. Anna says, yes, I also found out that apparently if you don't take the VAT as a creator, meaning you don't sign up for it, then you guys would have to, upon pick up, problem, it messes up our taxes here. It's a nightmare, isn't it? One of those things that wasn't thought through. Hey up, Chris. How you doing? I'm just going to shut the window now. Now you've heard it. Don't want all the heat escaping. How you doing, Chris? If you're having a good day. So what have I got to tell you? Firstly, I showed this book last week. Oh my goodness, this is brilliant. I knew it would be when I flicked through it. But I put it next to my bed, and every night when I get into bed, I read, and I don't want to stop reading it. It is so gorgeous, not just the illustrations, but the way it's written. And I love the fact at the end of every single section, she has this, what does she call it? I wish people had told me. Things I wish someone had told me. But it is so easy to read. Oh, it's beautiful as well. But it's so easy to read. Crystals. It's wonderful. Can't recommend this enough. There's a few people, when I did the walkthrough, just the review of this book, a few people said, oh, I've got this book, or I've just ordered it. Is there anybody here that's ordered it or got it? Because it's really, it's got all of the sabbats in. It's just brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Is Jax here? Hello, Jax. If you are here, sure somebody just said hello. Yeah, the Wheel of the Year. That's where I'm up to at the minute. So I'm really, really enjoying that. I have that ordered and it's arriving on Tuesday. Oh, Elaine, you'll have to tell me what you think. How did you get on with Scott Cunningham's book? Because you ordered that as well, didn't you? Are there any dark pip decks like the Runic Tarot? Are there any? I'm trying to think of a dark pip deck. I guess the True Black Tarot is quite a dark pip deck. It's not a Marseille, but it's pip. What's the book called? It's called The Complete Grimoire. And it's by Lydia Pradas, and it's her grimoire, but it's written in a way to pass on to other people. And it's just, the illustrations are stunning. The way it is written is very easy. You know, I've lost count of the amount of pagan books or books on witchcraft or magic that I've started to read and kind of lost interest in. And with having ADD, I do struggle with books anyway. I've mentioned that before. I really struggle to finish a book unless it really grabs me. This book, just by going into bed each night and putting my side light on and just reading a chapter of it, it's just brilliant. And it debunks all this the rubbish that's out there. Do you know what I mean? About you must do this, you must do that. And basically said, this is a guide, but you do what you want to do, you know? This is just this person's kind of journey with magic and the craft. Tower of Dark and Light. Elizabeth said the book's on list too. Patrice, hello. How are you and Vanetta doing? How did you get on with Scott? I mean, it's on the arm of my chair, so I was having a look at it. I think last night. I don't know where we are with the days. Certainly wasn't today because I hadn't had a minute today. I think it was last night. I flicked through a few more pages. okay. It is very particular to Wicker, isn't it? But he is or was a Wiccan. And I got a few ideas out of it. So last Sunday I went and bought some coloured candles, and I changed my space around to have the goddess and god figures on my space rather than here. This is my new little corner now. I've just got a small Gaia with a candle, my hair, my scrying ball, and my goddess candle there. Because I've changed my space around, but I did a video on that as well. I just finished the Graveyard book, one best books I've ever read. Oh, what's that about? The Graveyard book. Hello, there's Patrice. It's lovely to see you. Another book. So I mentioned the Griffin and Sabine. I mean, these have been around since the 90s. They're not new. I've got the third one now, which is the Golden Mean. So the first one is Griffin and Sabine. Second one was Sabine's Notebook. And then I've got the Golden Mean, but I've not read it yet. And these are by Nick Bangtok, who did the Archeo Oracle deck. And it was Gerald who told me about them. But they had these little letters in there that you open the envelope and take the letters out and read them. It's so brilliant. I love it. Such a great concept. So there, I'm really loving these. Love Griffin and Sabine, says Rhonda. I refuse to leave the 80s. Why should we leave the 80s? 80s is where it's at. 80s forever. Simon, what's the third deck on your... Let's have a look. What's the third deck? I've lost the comment now. What's the third deck on your right first shelf? On my right, third deck. This one. Third deck. Or do you mean that one? Are we going that way? How are you going to tell me? I'll point to this one. Is it this one? Hashtag 80s forever. Yeah. No. The other one colour. This one. Yes, that. Okay. So this is an Oracle deck, and it's called the Moonlight Oracle. And it uses Pixie's artwork. The symbols from the RWS. So from the 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups, Judgment, Poppy Palin deck. Oh, the other one. She means the Everyday Enchantment. Right, yeah. It's the trimmed, modified version of the Everyday Enchantment by Poppy Palin. Released by Schiffer, Red Feather. It's a wonderful deck. I've spoken about it many times. I love Poppy's artwork. Really gorgeous. Look at that. They do have big coloured borders, but I took mine off and modified them. But I do have a version that's not modified. I'm trying to think if this one will be it. Bear with. Oh! So this is what it looks like. Untrimmed. Beautiful box as well. So they're huge. And they've got these borders on them. I'm too fearful to modify decks. The video that I'm putting up tonight is, again, it was a Schiffer deck, but I had to modify it. So you'll see it before and after. Wonder if it's watercolor. I think if you go to Poppy Palin's YouTube channel, she does tutorials on how she created each of the cards. I think it is, I don't know if it's mixed media actually. I think it's oils and acrylics. Hi, Grun. Chris says, I think Poppy uses oil paints. Yeah. I mean, Poppy does a lot of different art decks and she has used watercolor, but yeah, I think it's oils. I've seen somebody saying hello to Justin. So if Justin's here, there he is. Hi, Simon, everyone. Hello, Justin. Nice to see you. So that's that. Now then, the other thing to show you, this year's offering from The Works. So The Works is a UK discount book shop, but they do lots of, they've got these stands and they do lots of like kits, like grow your own crystals and things like that. But it's a bookshop that they discount books and things like that. They do have some good things in there. They don't have a huge mind, body, spirit section, but they've got a couple of books on witchcraft at the minute that are big, kind of like encyclopedic ones. But every Christmas, they sell a tarot deck. One year it was the Byzantine. We've had all sorts over the years. So I went in the other day and it's not the best, but it's this kit and it's called Secrets of Tarot. It's £7 or 2 for 10. So it's on the 2 for 10 section, or as you can see here, it's £7 each. And I've had a quick look and the card stock is horrendous. I know card stock isn't everything, but it's pretty bad. So you get this little, it's a very thin book, but you get this book. The box is lovely that the cards come in. But you can see that the card stock is not going to be great because that's how thick the entire 78 card deck is. And then you get this book here, which is only 32 pages. Amanda Hall is the author. Don't know if anyone knows Amanda Hall. I had that. Cardstock is awful. So you get an introduction, a history and origin of the tarot, reading the tarot, the cards, psychic protection. This is where I'm all a little bit sort of, oh God, got to, psychically protect ourselves when we're working with the decks. Tarot spreads, major arcana, the Mark and Amanda spread, the minor arcana, the Celtic cross spread extended, the daily inspiration spread, and conclusion. So there's a fair bit of information in here. Cardstock is everything, well, to me anyway. And there was sometimes we get criticised for going on about the cardstock. And, you hear other tarot tubers like, oh, when people go on about cardstock. But, for me, tarot is quite a sensory experience as well. And I love the feel of a deck in my hands. And it has to be a substantial deck, and laying down the cards and that snapping sound is, oh, I love it. These are the cards. They do have lots of keywords on them, but it's the faces that just get me. And then it's got spreads and things. Love kits like these. Yeah, they're hit and miss. Sometimes they're great, other times not so great. This is the Celtic spread extended. Nothing like good quality paper. Yeah, and this is nothing like good quality paper. And then we get a conclusion at the end. So, are you ready for this? So, nice box. And on the back it says Secrets of Tarot consists of 78 richly illustrated cards featuring the traditional major and minor arcana. The major arcana has 22 cards numbering from 0 to 21, each with a symbolic image. These cards tell a story of the journey of life, with the figures and symbols representing different characters and experiences of life. So when I read that, I thought it was going to be a pip deck. Music to our ears. Pretty sure I have an early release of this budget deck, and I don't like it. The faces are strange. Anyway, let's get to it. Oh, Simon, is that the deck? I think it is. I'd never seen it before, so I took a punt and I thought for £7. So £7 is what, $4 in US money. So the backs are the same as the box. Now I quite like the design of that. So this is the cardstock. It is paper. It's shockingly bad. And when I first saw it, I thought, well, the artwork's not too bad. It's got kind of this old vintage crackly feel. Do you see? It's like a crackly. And I thought, well, that's not too bad. And then you've got words like the Fool, good friends, happiness, needing to take a giant leap forward. But look, the faces. I'm sure it's a photograph. Superimposed. I shouldn't laugh, but look at the High Priestess. Now that looks like Meryl Streep. But I like the aesthetic of it. I like the, if it was nice cardstock, I like the kind of aged effect and the crackled sort of almost like old canvas paintings. Oh my. They should put tarot decks in cereal boxes as prizes. It's the Nicolas Cage deck. Richard Dreyfuss is on the Eight of Cups. They modified the images since I had it. They added a filter. What was it called then, Justin, when you had it? I've got to see Richard Dreyfuss now. So it's very RWS. I mean, look at the face in the Angel of the Lovers. I'm crying. Oh my God, folks, it's Baltic here tonight. It is. I've got my heating on fully, Lane. I mean, the strength card. It was the same Secrets of Tarot. It was in a store called Five Below. The Hermit. That looks like John Merrick. I do like the Anubis there. That's probably the best card out of it. The Strength card looks on the verge of something untoward occurring. Wait till you see Temperance. The Hanged Man. He's like, I don't like being in this predicament. Oh my gosh, I've got to Temperance. What? I don't know whether Hangman looks like Dexter. Let me skip ahead. Which is the Richard Dreyfuss card, the little kid. So this was originally released without the filter on of the crackle effect. Temperance looks like they're heading into Morrison's to ask for the manager. Oh dear. The Simple Tarot is the worst deck. I did a video on it. Was this the Simple Tarot then? Because Justin had it when it was called Secrets of the Tarot, which is what it's packaged as now. But it is pretty bad. But it's of that kind of 90s Photoshop era, isn't it? Like, what's the one that Becca always used to go on about? The Sacred Circle. But it is just paper thin. I've never, ever felt cardstock this thin. It's like the cards have been dusted with cinnamon powder. Yes, says Jenna. It was much more photographic before. Richard Dreyfuss is on the cups. One of the cups cards. Wait, show us the court cards. Well, firstly, I've got to show you the Four of Cups. There's John Travolta. Oh, that is the cup card. Which is Richard Dreyfuss then? One of the cup cards. Richard Dreyfuss. Is it one of the courts? The page looks happy. Bundle up, Elaine. Oh, gosh. Well, I couldn't find Richard Dreyfuss, but look, 7 of Wands means business. He's focused. Bye, Elaine. Enjoy your evening. I'll point it out if I see it. I'm trying to think what Richard Dreyfuss looks like now. That one is just stone. So yeah, £7. Can't complain at £7, but I don't think it's one I'm going to be keeping. Oh, could it be the King of Swords? I like the look of the deck, but the labels seem a bit much. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but keep it, Simon. It's fun. He looks like the guy from Sopranos. I still have mine because it's just that bad. I mean, it's got a certain charm, hasn't it? I actually wish I still had mine. You've taught me into keeping it then. Oh my gosh. Now this is definitely photoshopped and the face has been stuck on. Doesn't even look like it's been positioned right either. So there you go. I mean, in terms of when you think of thickness, look at that. It's just thin compared to another tarot deck. No, it has no charm at all. He's got a kink in his neck, yeah. But do you know what? I don't know. It's nice that tarot is accessible, but then I think all the people that are going to works, and this could be their first ever tarot deck, they're like, oh, look at this. A little kit about learning the tarot. You get a book. You get a deck of cards, and it could be somebody's first introduction to tarot. And I'm like, oh, don't know how I'd feel if this had been my first introduction to tarot. Do please read with this one on the Christmas special. Oh, we've got to use our Christmas decks on the Christmas special. This deck made my day. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I'll probably take it out of all the packaging. I mean, that's something else, all this packaging. I'll probably take it out of the packaging so that I can just pop it on my shelf. If that was your first introduction to tarot, Yikes, what would you think? Right? Exactly. I mean, my first introduction to tarot, as you know, was one JJ Swiss 34 years ago. And then back in 2008, the RWS. But yeah, I don't know what I'd think. Because I wonder as well, not if we didn't know anything about Tarot Tube or anything like that, whether we'd even question the cardstock. I mean, you'd probably think, oh, this is a bit flimsy, wouldn't you? But probably because we know what decks can be like or should be like, then when they don't measure up like this, I suppose we're extra critical. But it would be fun to write a guidebook based on the photo celebrity resemblance. There is another deck that is under $10 floating around. I did a walkthrough of it called $8 Tarot. I actually love it. That's interesting. Sheila has the one JJ Swiss arriving soon. Well, is it the one off MPC? The one on MPC is really lovely. It's got a vintage filter to it, and it's really nice. It's really nicely done. The cardstock is lovely because it's the Superior Smooth, but it makes the colours stand out quite nicely. So I think it's lush, this version. Look at that. I love the moon card in this. There's Jupiter. Where is it? Where's the moon? It's one of the images that sticks in my mind from when I was a young 16-year-old. It's like a Romeo and Juliet scene. And the devil, that card always reminds me of Tales of the Unexpected. It used to spin round on this carousel at the start of the program. That's been etched. That image has been etched in my mind since I was about 8 years of age. Love the colouring. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's become my favourite version. I mean, I've got the 1970 one JJ Swiss, and the cardstock is lush, but this is just. Wait, what is this brilliance? So apparently the 1JJ Swiss images are now in public domain, and there is a vintage version on Make Playing Cards. I edged it myself to match the backs, but gorgeous, nice and thick. And of course, this is like US Games tarot size, and 1JJ Swiss was kind of like a Fournier size, quite a small size deck. So you get more of the image as well. It's really lovely. I want Pam's recolored, but I think it's out of print. So when you say Pam's recolored, are you talking of this one? Yes. So this is Pam's recolored, which is really lovely. This one wasn't numbered because it was a review copy. Gold gilded. It's got like the brushed gold. These are the backs. And yeah, it's linen. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. Look, there's the kind of linen effect on the cards. Really nice. Can you post? I can't post a link whilst I'm live, but if there's a mod here, I think it's called 1JJ Vintage, I think, on MPC. And I think this was Rial's latest deck, because she sent me a prototype last year, which had different card stock. And then she sent me this one a couple of months ago. Oh, look at the Two of Swords. I haven't used this yet, you know. Hermit. Beautiful purple and pinks. Gorgeous. So, yeah, Pam's recolored. Did you say it's not available now then, Laurie? I thought that because there's 300 copies, I think. Let me just check. Bye, Sia. Yeah, there was 3. First print, deck number of 300. 2021. Pam's recolored. Beautiful box as well. Nice tuck box. But then Real, is in that one, please. Real always does nice box. I found this link for Pam's recolored for EU. In EU are the ones where you get the nice 2-part box rather than the tuck box that you get in the States. Was anybody able to find a link for the vintage 1JJ MPC link? There you go. Sandra's found it. Hi there. Been a while since I joined your live. Well, welcome, Crystal Raven Rose. It's nice to see you. I'm not going to be on for much longer. Simon, have you shown my Dirty Pam from MPC? It's in my bag. Bear with, because I have that one with me at all times in my work bag. So let me just grab it. So this is my Dirty Pam that Caroline's mentioning. This is a chunky monkey, really chunky deck, quite large. MPC, although not many people select it when they sell their decks, do a thick cardstock, really thick cardstock. And this is a facsimile of the creator's own working deck that they've had for about 30 years. So it's got creases in and all that sort of stuff. And they said no matter how many decks they have, whenever they ask somebody to choose a deck for them to do it, for that person to do a reading for, they always go for this one. So it is aged, but it's gorgeous. And I just love the fact that it's on this really thick cardstock, because it reminds me of, you know, like obviously when the very first Pame after the 1909 came out, it was like thick cardstock. This is what it would have been like. And you can see the scratches and things in it, look. I love it. I love it too. Simon, you forgot to make trumpet music when you went off camera. Remember, Becca set the new standard a couple of weeks ago. I don't recall trumpet noises. Look how aged that is. Beautiful deck. So this is on MPC as well. Some are more scratched than others. Here's the Fool, but it's lovely. Nice aging effect. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not it's actually copies of the actual deck that the creator has. I mean, they might have put like a filter over it, but the scratches and everything and the wear and tear is authentic. I love it. So yeah, so this deck is my working deck. This is the one that's in my work bag. I say work bag, it's like a satchel that I've got. Can't find the one JJ Swiss vintage on it. Oh, Sandra posted a link, I believe. And again, this one I edged, not as dark as the one JJ. That was a dark. I think this one was chestnut. It really matched the backs. This one, I believe, was, what was it called? But again, it matches better with the backs. I won't say cinnamon. Was it cinnamon? Oh, it smells gorgeous. Oh, Sandra's put the link in again. Thank you, Sandra. So there you go, Vintage Moon. I always have the hardest time finding decks on MPC. It's a way to have your cake and eat it too, having a dirty deck without actually being dirty. Yeah, I know what you mean. But I wish more MPC decks came with this thick cardstock. It's glorious. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I love them. I'm not a riffle shuffler, so MPC is not so user-friendly. Yeah, grateful to get links. Right, so anything else before we go, before I do a card pull? Anybody got anything they want to ask? It's not a good site, MPC. Yeah, you'd think by now that they would have sorted that out. They must have had lots of Aquarian was my first deck. Oh, there's a vintage version of that as well. In big, wide kind of cards. I've showed this before. These are like oracle sized. Oh, Oh dear. MPC has a Black Friday sale. Wow. I got a year's membership for the AA, which is AA as in I'll break down, not the other AA. Yeah, Black Friday deal, because I switched yesterday from one breakdown cover to another, and I thought I'll go with the AA. They have a discount for Green King, and I like a Green King. And there's a Black Friday deal, so it lasted the whole year. I got a monthly breakdown cover at a reduced price. It just takes me to MPC, not the actual deck. MPC is terrible to maneuver, and they recently reduced the number. Well, if I find the link that takes you to the actual deck, let me just have a quick look before I go. Talk amongst yourselves. And I'll just see if I can get it. Don't think I can. Oh, yes, I've got it. Here it is. So I'll post the link into the chat, if it will let me. There you go. So that should take you straight to the deck. If somebody wants to click on it and see if it does take you to it, I just can't with MPC. But navigate your way around, Jenna. MPC is ridiculous to find anything. Trumpet music. Better death feature. Yes, that link works. Great. So that's the link to the vintage 1JJ, which is glorious. It's made me fall in love with my first deck all over again. Okay, so that link took me right to the 1JJ deck. Brilliant. You're welcome. Yeah, that worked. I think an earlier link from Sandra went to the same place too. Right. All right, so let's have a card for the week ahead, a card for the collective. What do we need to focus our attentions on in the next week? Lions Gateway, yeah, it is. Sorry, guys, I think my third link works same as Simon. Yeah, we got there between us. Oh, I think I've just turned a card round now in the deck. Maybe not. Yes, a collective card. Okay. Oh, Six of Swords. Six of Swords, but it's a period of transition. That's what we've got to focus on this week. Gosh, I don't know whether this is just because I've been rushing around today, as I said right at the beginning, going from one thing to another, but sometimes the Six of Swords is a reminder that we have to pull back a bit sometimes, just temporarily, in order for us to really get to that better place. We need to consider what's important and what's unimportant. Are we filling our time, our days, directing our energy to unimportant things, and therefore we get the clatter and the chitter chatter, and then we end up feeling quite stagnant or in a place where we don't want to be. So the Six of Swords is about stepping back temporarily so that we can then get to that better place. But we need to first, reflect, go inwards, listen to our inner self a little bit more, and find out what we really want to, what it is that we want to develop. What direction do we really want to go in, whether it's spiritual development or whether it's a new direction with work or in our relationships or anything like that. Just find that time and really slow down the traffic of the mind, have dialogue with ourselves, and then we'll be able to go in that new direction to that place where we really want to go. Because life's ever moving forward, whether we like it or not, it's always moving forward from the cradle to the grave. And if we fill ourselves with stuff that's mundane or unimportant, we find that we're going in a direction sometimes that we've got no control over, or a direction that we don't want to go in. And we're in these choppy waters. Whereas if we really find time to step back temporarily and have that conversation with ourselves and think about what is important to us and where do we really want to go, then we can navigate that journey. We can navigate that ship and go in the direction that best serves us. So it is a beautiful card. I really, really love this deck. Where did I put this pouch? Here we go. So have a fantastic week, everybody. I shall finish the rest of the video that I started on Tuesday. I've never done that before. I do normally a video, film it, edit it, upload it. But this is 1 in 2 parts because I wanted to show it before modification and after. So I'll film that shortly and then it'll be up later tonight. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. Hope you've all happy with the new time and everything. Love you too, Jenna. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. And if you're in the UK, stay warm. If you're where Jenna is, throw open those windows and go and put your swimming costume on. Go and sit in a pool with your 78 degrees. But if you're here, stay warm, wrap up well. It's going to get even colder. And yeah, look after yourselves. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.